Okay, so today's task is okay, maybe like so this is app component. What I want to do is I want this is app component. Okay, I would like to create another component, and I want to, yeah, that component is a table component, meaning that we need to create table component separately for displaying tables. I would like to create a table. Okay, maybe like this is maybe like employee data. Okay, employee table, I would like to display employee table. So how I would like to display this employee table means, how I would like to display this employee table means in separate component, meaning that employee table component. What is that? Employee table component. I would like to create employee table component. And okay, see, it will be looks like this. App component is default component, and the employee component. Okay, so before, yeah, give me a second. What I will do is, somebody is asking. Okay, first I will go to the code. Well, I will create one project. Okay, here. Okay, sorry. Here, let let me go to here. First I'm going to create a project, new project. Okay, I just want to create a new project. How to create new project? Ng new. Okay, maybe like sample 5 is already there, right? Yeah, let us take sample 6. Okay, it is going to take some time, right? Meanwhile, we are going to discuss what we need to do today. What are the different tasks that we are going to do today? Yeah, the first task is, okay, the first task is, this is very simple, you know how to do it also. Okay, so this is app component. Default app component is going to be created, right? And then I would like to create another component like table component. Here in this table component, which table component? Employee table component. So here what I want to do is, in this employee table component, I would like to display employee table. I would like to display employee table. Okay, so to display employee table, I have created the component, right? Then I want to call this component, okay, from this app component. So from this app component, I am going to call employee table, so that this employee table is going to be useful in the app component. This is the very first task I would like to do it. Okay, so the, of course, creating a new component. Inside that component, I want to create a table. So table component, I would like to call this employee table component from app component. It is very simple. Okay, so this, okay, one second, let us go to the code. Yeah, so this is a, okay, so first task, let us discuss, let us describe it. So based on this, you people can do some exercises also related to this. Okay, table component. Okay, creating table component, employee table component, and calling from app component. So this is the first task that I would like to do it. So once it is done, the second task is decoupling. Okay, data, okay, should be decoupled from employee component. Okay, so this is the second task is very closely related with first task, meaning that when you are creating a table, when you are creating the table component, any component contains what? HTML, CSS, okay, HTML, CSS, as well as, okay, HTML, CSS, and what is it? Class. What is that? Exactly. One another is class. Okay, table component class. Right. This is the component. Combination of all these things is, yeah, this one. So if you observe carefully, so now initially this is the table component. Assume employee table component. So this is employee component class. This is employee CSS. This is what? Employee HTML. Okay, this is employee HTML. This is employee CSS. This is employee class. Okay, employee component class. Actually, the data will be available in first task. What we do is we are going to create employee. Okay, employee data array of JSONs. We are going to create array of JSONs. Okay, within the employee component class, so that this data is going to be displayed here. Okay, this data is going to be displayed from okay, so displayed into the HTML using the data available in the employee component class. Okay, but okay, the whatever data available here, only this data can be displayed. This component is going to display the data available in the employee component class. Okay, if I want to provide different data coming from other place which is not available in this component, okay, then it is not going to work. Okay, meaning that the data is available in the component class. We are displaying that data in the HTML. So data is tightly coupled here. Okay, this data is tightly coupled, meaning that this HTML is going to read the data coming from the component class. That's it. If we call this component class, only this data is going to be displayed. But I want to make it generic. So meaning that from the app component, my intention is second task. From the app component, I will provide the data to okay component. Which component? Table component. Whatever data coming from the app component, that data is going to be taken by this component class. Through component class, okay, the data should be displayed in the HTML component. Meaning that if data is coming from outside of this employee component, this employee table component can be configured, or employee table component can be used multiple places with multiple data. Suppose like I would like to display employees department wise. For each department, I would like to display one table. Okay, every employee, every department contains employees only. If I have five departments, suppose like HR department, related to HR department, how many employees are there in the employee? How many employees are there in the employee? HR department. Those employees I would like to display in using this table. Okay, what I'm going to do is I will take the HR department employees and I will give employees data to HR employees data to this component. This component is going to this employee table component is going to take HR employees and it is going to display one table. The same way, immediately I would like to display employees related to operations department. Assume there is a department called operations. From the operations, there are multiple employees are there. Okay, I want to give this information. I would like to give operations employees, I mean different department like IT department or finance department. I would like to display employees from the finance department. The same component I'm going to use and the data is different. That's it. So that from the app component, I'm going to provide employees, okay, to create employee component table. The same component is going to use for displaying multiple employees, multiple category of employees, so that you don't need to write multiple tables. You are going to write only one table component, that is employee table component. The employee table component can be reused for different departments in our case. Okay, the same way, if you want to display students, first class students, second class students, and third class students, you can display, you can create a student table component, and data should be separated. I mean, data should not be tightly coupled. Okay, so loosely coupled components need to be created. Okay, first we work on this one, then we go to the second thing. Of course, how to do it I will tell you guys. Here you need to remember that the data should be decoupled from the from the employee component. Okay, employees should be decoupled. All right, guys, employees should be decoupled. The data should be decoupled. Okay, fine. Coming to, yeah, 1 second, guys. Give me a second. All right, data should be decoupled in the second task. First, we'll create creating employee table component and calling app component. Okay, let us go to here. Yeah, let's look at it, guys. This component, new project has created. If I say dir, you can see sample 6. Let us go to sample 6. Okay, now I will say ng serve. Okay, before going to that, what I need to do, guys, I need to follow. I would like to install Bootstrap CSS. How can I install Bootstrap CSS, guys? Okay, I have to follow the 3 steps. What are the 3 steps that I have given you? The WhatsApp, I think I have provided you. Otherwise, we have the documentation, right? If I go to the documentation, with the Angular, coding also. Okay, we can copy it, but that is not best practices. Okay, don't try to copy that. Okay, better providing. Okay, just run the commands again, guys. Why? Because sometimes based on the folders, based on the operating system, based on the dependencies that you are using, it is going to get installed. Okay, better always try to download it. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me install this first jQuery. Okay, so the 3 things that I have, so I just started the running, right? The 3 commands I have issued, the third command I have issued. So once after installing these 3 things, the next step is configuration, right? Okay, so what I need to do, I need to provide CSS. See here, guys, just I'm copying this. I'm going to the, yeah, first of all, what I need to do is I have to import the project I have created just now. Okay, open folder. So where is the home folder? Go to the Angular, go to the specify folder. This is the folder that we have created just now. Select this folder and then open this. For each and every project we install compulsory. Is there any other options? Okay, yes, we have other options. Directly we can use it, guys. Directly we can use it. Okay, so I will show you another way also. Okay, so if you don't want to install it directly, you can refer from internet directly. Okay, you can refer them directly from the internet. That is also we have another option. I'm going to show you another option. Okay, so once after that one. Okay, better always, because if this way, because of this way, we'll be understanding what's going on. And then when we are moving to production and all, what happens means it is not going to refer the internet directly. These files will be available along with the project. Okay, if you install it, these files will be available along with your okay, project. Okay, so that automatically it is going to be wrapped with our project, so it makes good performance if you approach this process. Otherwise, what you need to do is you have to go to one file and you have to refer bootstrap css, all these css and js files directly from one of the index.html, index.html and all that I will show you. Okay, sometime. Okay, some other time I'm going to show you that approach also, guys. Okay, yeah, next one is this is okay. Once after providing it, yeah, so now the thing is, once after importing, where is the, I think this is the one. Okay, let us go to the source, go to the not source, which is not in the source, in the main folder only we can see angular.json, angular.json. Okay, somebody asked a question. Okay, bit louder, huh? Okay, sure. Right. So now, I just have to configure this one where in the angular.css. Of course, these are the repeated steps we have already done, right? Coming to here in the styles, you can provide like this. Okay, so this is the style. This is the only one style that we are working. Oh, this is Bootstrap JSS JS file. Huh? So what I need to do, we have to provide CSS file. We have to provide CSS, not JS file here. Okay, here we need to provide script. Scripts means JavaScripts related to JavaScript. So you can copy these three things and then you can provide okay, scripts over here. Okay, once after providing it, yeah, make sure that everything is fine. Make sure that everything is fine. See, okay, the syntax and everything is fine. Let's look at it, guys. So flower bracket, and then to make sure whether it is properly provided or not. Okay, just look at it, guys. So every okay, so every script, okay, provided with double quotes and then comma provided. Okay, this is comma provided. All right, comma provided. Okay, now what I can do, the next step is we have to check whether bootstrap css is okay, applied or not. For that, let us go to here and then let's say ng step. So, and then, yeah, Sai Ganesh, raise the hand. Yeah, can you please? Okay, sorry, 4200 is somewhere it is already working. Yeah, so this is I'm running in here itself. Okay, now I already told you, right? You can open the command prompt or you can go to the, okay, you can go to in the terminal here itself. You can go to the terminal and you can run it. Okay, so you can run it. Angular JSON copied step. Okay, so this is Angular. Okay, let's look at it. This is the place where we need to copy. Okay, so here I have provided, right, for related to Bootstrap. This is the CSS required. We are in Angular.json. Okay, we are in Angular.json, right? So in Angular.json, in the styles, we have to provide, we have to copy this one. So, and then for related JS files, we have to copy like this. Okay, if you have detailed explanation, if you need detailed explanation, Okay, please go through previous videos where I have given the exact meaning, what is node modules and what is bootstrap and what is CSS. You can refer those things, okay, so that you can understand that. All right, yeah. Okay, once after that, I just ran the application by using ng serve, and then you get, yeah, it is running 4200. Okay, default application is going to call. So what is it? Localhost 4200. So by default, the default HTML got okay displayed over here. And next thing is remove this HTML. I don't want this HTML available in this app component. I'm going to the component class, default component. The default component is app. Default components will be available in the app module. If you go to here, if you click on this one, see here the whole HTML is available, and along with HTML, CSS is provided. Yes, it is legal, but JavaScript, providing JavaScript along with HTML is not legal. Not legal means the script is going to be removed. JavaScript is going to be removed when you are working with Angular with HTML. Okay, so select all these things and remove it. App component.html. Whenever you see this app component.html, what is this meaning? Here I don't have anything, just provide. What I will do is I'm going to take some div within the div. Hello Slocum students. For this, what I can do is class bg. Okay, so light or success. Okay, so this is this div. For this div, I am applying bg success. Actually, if Bootstrap got properly installed, so this div is going to be applied with success color, meaning green color. Yeah, so this green color got applied here for this div, meaning that this particular application, okay, so Bootstrap CSS got applied properly. Okay, now we can do whatever you want. So our goal is what? Today's goal is, the first goal is creating a table. I want to display the table. Okay, I want to display the table. What table? Employee table. Okay, to display the employee table, displaying employee information in the form of table, I would like to make it in separate, okay, place. Okay, I would like to make it in separate separately. I really want to write our logic in separate component, so that I would like to create a separate component. Okay, I would like to create a separate component to display employee data. So that is very simple for us. We have already done many times. Okay, let us create one more component. We can create components in two ways, right? One is manually you can create, and another is using command. Okay, to do quickly, what I will do is I'm going to use okay command. So to create the command, what is the command name? Ng generate component name. Okay, so actually the server is running, right? I don't want to stop this server. I just want to go to the same location. I want to go to the okay sample application. In which application you want to create the component? Here I'm going to open another command prompt. Okay, see here guys, in one command prompt, server is running, application is running. In another okay command prompt, I'm going to issue the command ng generate. For generate, you can use just G. For component, you can say provide just C. This is the shortcut. Component name, employee, emp, table, comp, or employee table. See, whenever you say employee, whenever I say this employee table, what it is going to do is automatically when it is creating, it will add employee emp table component, something like this. The name component is going to get added. See here guys, emp table, emp hyphen means, see here guys, whenever you have taken capital letter, right? So this capital is going to decapitalized, and then before that it is going to get added minus symbol, hyphen symbol. Dot component, okay, it is going to get add for every file, HTML file, even for spec file, component class, and then for CSS. For every class, dot component is going to get added. Okay, if you go to your files, you can go to your files and you can check the new folder has created, that is employee hyphen table component. In this folder you can find 4 different files. One is CSS file, TypeScript file, and then so CSS, I mean HTML file. One other is unit testing related TS file, spec file. Okay, let us go to the HTML here again. Whenever you see here I want to write, okay, here I would like to write employee table component. Employee related table component will be, okay, provided inside this employee table. For that I'm going to write logic here. So to create the table, I need data, employee data. Initially employee data, I'm going to take employee data inside employee component class. Employee component class, this is the employee component class. You see here, this is employee component class. Here in the employee component class, I want to take a property which contains JSONs, array of JSONs. I may take like employees, and then you can provide employees data. I think I have provided a task for you, right? As part of the task, I have given you some employee JSON data, right? I'm going to use that data. Okay, where is that data? Okay, 1 second. Okay, so let us go to, yeah, let me copy paste this. If you see here, all multiple employees are there. All employee informations I have provided into this property employees, employee table component.html. I would like to display table here. Okay, just the data is available, employee table component. So of course everybody knows about it. Table, the class, what is the class name? What is the class? Table. If you want a table, okay, so striped, table bordered, whatever thing you want, you can take it. Okay, let it be. So now table body, T header, T head. Okay, here here, let us take a table header. So what are the headers available here? ID, ID, name, what are the name, salary, age, okay, profile pic, profile image. So profile image having okay, nothing here as of now. If we have the profile image, even we can display that also. Okay, until then you can display this information sufficient. Now this is in the table header, we have created table head in this one. Now T body, within the T body you can provide a tier. Okay, this tier I'm going to make it repeated because multiple TRs needs to be created here. So for that, ng for let p of persons. Okay, p of persons. Okay, employees, right? What is the component property name we have taken? Employees, right? Yeah, you can take employees. Let e of employees. Let e of employees star ng for let e of employees. And see here, let's look at it, guys. Star ng for let e of employees, right? Here we can take td. What I need to do? td. Okay, employee means id. So of course the same code is going to be implemented already, right? Yeah. In part of td, what I can do? Simply e dot employee id. Let me make it in the single line so that it will be very readable. It will be readable. You can read easily when you are doing it. This is one td. And how many tds? 4 tds. I require 4 tds. E dot, yeah, what is the property name? Employee name and employee salary as well as employee age, p body. Okay, this is going to be something like p body. Okay, let us look at it. So refresh it. Okay, of course this code is available where, guys? Employee table component. The table component is separately available. Okay, what we need to do? The table component we have created, that's it. We did not use it. Okay, to use that table component, t head, t body also tags are needed. Actually, they required. If you don't use those things, some classes cannot be applied. Okay, few classes are not applied if you don't provide those things. That's why I have provided these things. Okay, the best practice providing t body and t head. I have provided a t body and t head, right? T head and t body. But normally to display plain table, it is not required. But to apply some Bootstrap CSS classes, for Bootstrap CSS classes, this t body and t headers are required. Okay, so remember this. If you don't provide this, okay, striped. Okay, there is a table hyphen striped Bootstrap CSS classes are there, right? They are not going to apply if you don't provide th and t head and t body. Now coming to here, I have completed the component development. I want to call this component component from the app component, because app component, it's like a main method. Let us go to the app component. Here what I want to do is, let us call app hyphen emp colon table. So actually this is available where? Okay, so if you open employee table component class, here the selector is app emp table. Whatever component name is available, right? Whatever component selector is there, right? Using this selector, you can call the component. So that you can call the component from the HTML. See here, guys. So whenever you call like this, so what happened? Yeah, let us look at it. The table got displayed in the app component. See here, the table. But this table is coming from where? This table is what? Coming from which component? App component. And this header, okay, I'm going to make this hello Slocum employees. I'm going to say, okay, employees, Slocum employee list. Slocum employee list. You can see this and you can display like this, employee list. Got it, guys? So this is going to be something like employee list. Employee list will be there. Okay, right. So now I would like to, this is Slocum employee list. This is the header I have taken, and then this is the table headers we have printed like this. Okay, no problem. Okay, but now what I want to do is, this is the first task is over. But the second task is, Okay, I want to add one extra property for this employees department. Okay, so the department, what I need to do is this employees, how I want to display the employees means until here. Okay, so HR department I would like to display in one table. I have to create another table here. I would like to display, so maybe like IT departments, so admin department and other departments I would like to display separate tables. I would like to display separate tables. So normally what we need, what we can do, what we can think means we have to create 4 different components. Yeah, we have multiple approaches. Okay, displaying, the next question is we have created, right, created employees, right? Now the next question is creating multiple tables, creating multiple tables. Each table is for one department employees. So how many employees are, how many departments are there? That many employees I would like to create. Okay, I would like to create. For this, what are the different things available? Normally, generally, creating multiple component classes. So, okay, creating multiple components. For every table, if you try to create one component class, that is redundant code. We need to reduce the code. We need to reuse the code. Creating the component class start in creating the component. Okay, creating. Okay, so you can create multiple components. That approach is not good idea. We have to use one component to display multiple tables, because one table is already we have created one component. I would like to use the same component, meaning that, yeah, let us go to the UI part. Okay, so I want to display this component by providing our own data, meaning that actually what's happening here means when I call the employee table component contains the data as well as logic also. So that's why if I call that component, always it is going to display the same data. But now we need a mechanism, okay, to provide, this can be called as decoupling. If you decouple the data so that you can reuse this component for multiple employees, displaying this component, using this component for multiple purposes. This component can be displayed, okay, only IT department employees. The same component can be displayed for HR department employees. So different tables, okay, you can call the same component, multiple times with different data. Okay, different data, so that there should be some mechanism, okay, something like decoupling the data and then table. Okay, let us go to the what is decoupling, how we can do it. Let us look at it, guys. Go to the component class. First, whatever data it is available here. Okay, sorry, this is not the right project. Let me go to the employee component. Whatever data available, right? So here I'm going to remove this whole data. See, I have no table, I have no data here. Let us look at it, guys. No employees, but this data is available in the, I would like to make this employee data inside the app component. Okay, I'm going to the app component. See here, guys, remember, listen very carefully. I'm placing this employees or EMPs. Okay, this is app component, right? This is app component, EMPs, and you can provide like this. Okay. Okay, let me see here guys what I did. Now the data is available where? App component. Now if I go to employee component, no data is available. No data is available. Okay, so that's why no data is available. Okay, if you see the display, no data is displaying here. This is expected, not a problem. Our goal is from the app component, what I need to do from the app component, I need to call table component. I need to call table component by providing the data. So from here, employees are available here. Employees are available here. This employee data I need to provide. Okay. Right. Now what I want to do, I have to call the component. I have to call the component. Which component I need to call? From the app component, I need to call table component. Table component. Employee table component. Now data is not available in the employee table component. Data I would like to pass from the app component. I would like to pass this employee to this employee component. To pass employee component, to pass this data to employee table component, we need to know one mechanism. Let's just think about it guys. Data is coming, think about employee component. Think about employee component. Data is coming into the employee, right? So that is nothing but input. For the employee, we need to get the input from other components. That may be app component or other components also. Because one component can be called from different components. So now in our example, we are calling this employee component from app component. Okay, from here I would like to pass the data. To pass the data, calling the employee component is simply providing selector. Along with the calling, we need to pass the data to this employee component. This is going to be something like input for the employee component. That's why what I will do is, let us look at it guys. Let us look at it. If you go to the employee table, okay, this employees property, what I'm going to do is, we are in the employee component. I would like to make this property @input. So make like this @input. So that what is that meaning means, when anybody is calling this component class, whenever anybody is trying to call this component class, they are going to provide input for this property. Okay, employees, they will be providing employees data to this property. So that what we can do is, what happens here is, this data can be used, okay, within the component class, within the HTML. Within the HTML, we can use it. Which HTML? Employee table component HTML. Okay, here what is this? @input. Remember this. This is the new concept here today. Okay, whenever you provide this @input, what you can do is go to the HTML component. Here, what I can do is, while calling the employee table, you can pass some information. You can pass employees, because now employees are available in the app component. From the app component, I would like to pass data to the employee table. To pass data from app component to employee table, there is a mechanism called input. This input property is what? Employees. You can use something like properties employees. See here guys, input. Yeah, let us look at it. What I will do is employees. I'm going to give you the example. Here, I'm going to provide the property in the app component. Let's look at it guys. App component. If you open the app component, App component contains EMPs property. This is the data. You can provide like this. Let us look at it, guys. What happens now? Here, employees is one property and EMPs is also one property. Now, this employees is the property, input property. This is employees is the input property related to this component. Employees is the property related to app component. Okay, because this code is returning, whole code is returning in the app component, right? App component HTML. So this is related to app component. This property is coming from app component. So this data is from app component, you are setting into the property employees. This property is available where? App component. This is a property. What kind of property it is? It is not simple property, property @ input property. Okay, @ input property. So that we are transferring data from, okay, app component property to, okay, this property. This can be called as property binding again. This is own properties. This is our own properties. App employee table is a table. Yeah, let's look at it. See here, guys, the data is displayed properly. How data is coming to here? Okay, we have provided a whole data inside the app component, and then we are passing this data to app component. Okay, from the app component, where it goes to the employee. Okay, it goes to employee component. The data EMP's data will goes to employees property, which is available in the app employee table. Okay, let us come to here, and data is going to be populated dynamically. Okay, dynamically data is going to come to here. Now whatever data available in the table component is going to be used by HTML. Which HTML? Employee HTML. Okay, so now I would like to create one diagram for this. Okay, so let me create a simple diagram for this, guys. Okay, it is going to help us to understand very easily what is the relationship, because we have four files are there. We are using to do this 4 files involved. What are the 4 files involved? App component HTML, app component class, employee table HTML, employee table component class. 4 tables involved. Okay, so how they are interrelated? Okay, interrelated diagram. Okay, I would like to show you. I would like to create in front of you so that you people can understand very easily. Okay, so that this is the second task that we have done. Okay, what is the second task, right? Decoupling. The data should be decoupled from the employee component. This is a third task. We are going to do it. Before going to do the third task, we have to understand what happened, okay, as part of second task. Then we are going to use this particular task again. Yeah, now coming to okay. Yeah, coming to here, I just want to open the first HTML is app component HTML. What we are doing in the app component HTML, let me copy that. Okay, so this is going to be the HTML. So this is the HTML. Okay, this is what, which HTML it is. Okay, so I would like to tell you this is related to component. Which component? App component. Okay, this is going to be app component. And related to app component, what I can do is related to app component, I would like to create one more this one app component. Yeah, so this is going to be, I'm going to take like this. Let us take otherwise let me create a bit more clarity. Okay, I'm going to cut until this spot. Okay, see here guys, this is what component, which component it is, app component class. All right, app component class, these two things. Okay, let us make like this. Okay, these two things are related to app component. Okay, you can see app component related HTML. The same way I need to bring two other things. I need to bring two other things. What are the two other things? HTML component. So this part is sufficient for this HTML. I'm going to take this part. This represents what? Table component. This is table component. Okay, now I need to bring another class. I need to bring another class, employee component. Yeah, so this is the one. I'm going to bring until this one. Let me go to here and then let me provide like this. Okay, yeah. So these are the four things that we have provided. How data is going to flow? See here. Okay, yeah. Let me do one thing, guys. Even I would like to. This is also important. One more thing is also important here. So let me take Sniper again clearly to understand this. Okay, this helps you a lot. Why? Because yeah, how we are calling this one. Yeah, let us look at it, guys. These two things. Okay, and below these two things are, this is one, this is one. These two things are related to table component, and this one and this one are going to related to what? Related to app component. Yeah, related to app component. Okay, give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be there. Yeah, sorry, guys. So now above two things are related to app component. Below two things are related to table component. Let me tell you guys. So now what's happening here? This employees, see here guys, this is related here in the app component. We are calling this one from app component. See here guys, this is going to related like this. Okay, just look at it. What I will do, yeah, so this is going to, oh, Yeah, you can take like this. See here guys, you are calling this particular component using this particular okay selector. You are calling it from app component, and then just look at it. So this is what this is employees. You are passing this employees. This employee data, the employee data you are passing to here. This is a property available in the component. And this data is applying to whom? This employees. Employee is available where? The data is available where? See here guys. Okay. The data is passing to this employees. All right. Yeah, let us look at how data is flowing. See here guys, data is coming from here to here. Otherwise, I will do one thing. Here employees, data is going to come like this, and then data will be flow from here to here. Okay, so and then whatever data available in the component, this data is going to be, just look at it guys, where we are using, and okay, data will be flow like this. Here you are using it. Yeah. Now this diagram will clearly show how data is going to be used. The first you are calling component from employee component. These two things are related to what? Okay, these two things, these two things are related to app component. Okay, app component. Okay, these two things are related to what? Employee component. Employee component. Okay, this is the employee component. Okay, let us look at it guys. This is going to be the employee component. So this is the diagram related to this information. How we are calling it? From the app component, we are calling employee component from so employee table component. And then while calling, what we are doing, we are passing the employee data. This employee data is coming from app component. This data is available here. This data is flowing to here. From here to here we are calling, and then this employees is related to this employees. All right guys, so now I'm going to take this. Okay, see here guys, I'm going to paste this diagram here. It will be helpful for you. I lost this command. Okay, let it begin. So this is the relationship. This is, yeah, so actually what's happening, 1 second guys. Okay, this diagram is going to help us. Okay, let us look at it guys. So now, okay, calling comp by passing data. Okay, see this diagram, okay, shows what we are calling this app component table. I mean employee table component from the app component class. This is employee. This is, again I lost. Yeah, see here guys, we are calling app employee table component here, and then what we are doing is we are providing employees from the app component to employees here. Just look at it, guys. This employee properties, employees we are providing here, the same property we are assigning. This employees we are providing to this particular property. Actually this property is available where? This property is available. Okay, I missed the diagram, my god. Again, okay. So until then you have to okay, so just try to remember the concept, guys. Yeah, see here again, problem, network problem, right? Okay, so let's look at it. Yeah, try to just remember that we are using these employees. We are okay, so something we are using employees like here. Okay, so and then try to remember this one, guys, directly. And then these employees, we are providing employees like this. Here the data is going to come to here. Actually the data will be assigned to here, right? Okay, whatever data we are providing, this data is going to be provided here. This data will be provided to these employees. Actually this employee data is actually available here. Okay, this is available here. Okay, it will go to this employee component. Then what happens means this employee data will goes to this particular data. So data is going to come from app component to HTML property we are using. This from this HTML. Okay, in this HTML we are trying to, this is input property. This property is available in this component. Okay, this component is nothing but here. Data is going to come to here. Whatever data is available here, the data is coming to here. Actually now if you see, observe carefully, whatever HTML, this code is related to what? This code is related to table component. This table component data we are using. This data is available where? Here. How data is come to here? Not directly. The data is not coming to here directly. How data is coming means this data is going to employees. Yeah, actually this data is coming to here, but this data is coming from here. This data is coming from here. Finally data is traveling. Okay, data is traveling. How data is traveling? This data is traveling from here to, okay, this component, means that here it is coming to here, from here to here. The data is traveling from one place to another place, from one component to another component, using the concept called @input. Where we have used @input? Here we have used @input here. Okay, so now I want to use the same component. Okay, I would like to use this component. Okay, let me go to here, guys. Let us go to, okay, I will check it out. Let me go to, okay, let me go to here in the app component. What I'm doing, I'm calling the table, right? What is the table? Yeah, sorry, this is, yeah. So here in the app component, let me go to the app component, employee table. This is the employee table component, and I want to go to app component table. Let us close all the things. Okay, so here what I will do is, I will open app component. This is employee component. Sorry, employee component. I want to go to app component HTML. Where is that app component HTML? What I am doing here, I am calling the employee table, right? I can call this component multiple times. I can call the component multiple times. Okay, why? Because let me go to, okay, let me go to app component data. Where app component data will be available? App component class. Here in the app component class, I'm going to divide employees. This employee, I'm going to make it a HR employees. I'm going to make it like HR EMP, and then here until here, I'm going to make it. Okay, see here, guys. Yeah, sorry. Okay, see until here HR employees. Again, one more property I'm going to take, like IT employees, departments, IT employees. I'm going to take like this. Okay, until I have opened like this here, here I can provide like this. And then let us look at it, guys. IT employee, this is one property, and this is another property. Okay, this is another property. This is IT employees. Another one is maybe like admin employees. See here, guys, I just dividing the data into multiple employees. Okay, maybe like all people are admin employees. Okay, see here guys, all employees are admin employees. Oh, already it's there. Okay, so okay, see here guys, I just divided all employees into three parts, multiple employees into one array. Okay, three arrays are there now. HR employees is one property, array of property, IT employees and admin employees. Three different types of employees are there now. Okay, three IT employees. Okay, yeah, fine, no problem. Semicolon is not mandatory in TypeScript. If you want to provide semicolon, yes, absolutely, you can provide the semicolon. In the end, you can provide the semicolon. Okay, when I am moving, okay, 1 second. Yeah, let me, okay, make this smaller in size so that you can understand, okay, what I did. See here, guys, this is one property, and you can remove this comma here. If it is remove available, not a problem. Okay, in the last one. Okay, let's look at it, guys. Three properties I have taken in the app component class. Three different employees. Three different employees. Of course, employees only, but three different properties. All properties are array properties. Okay, yeah. So now let us go to the app component now. If I go to app component HTML, there is no EMP property. There is no EMP properties. Employees property is there. That's why it is showing error. I asked you yesterday, right, to install, okay, some extensions. Okay, if I go to here, okay, Angular language service, Angular language. Okay, if you install this one, okay, if you install this one, see here guys, already Angular language service I have installed. That's why it is displaying like this. If you install like this kind of errors you can see. What are the errors? If I go to, yeah, HTML, see here this error is displaying. Okay, if you don't install it, this editor is not going to display errors. Okay, when errors are going to display when you run the program, then only you can see those errors. Instead, if you install those things, you can display error message like this. See here, employees, something like this. These are underlined, and there is no property called employees. What are the properties available here? Okay, this one property is HR EMPs, provide HR EMPs. Now I want to call the same component. Okay, I would like to call the same component. Okay, and then I want to provide different data for the same property. See, employees is a property available in the app component, employee table component. For this I would like to provide another property. What is the property? ITEMPs. The same way I would like to call another table. What is the table? Another property is admin employees. See here guys, these are the three properties available in the employees. So I called app EMP table component. EMP table component I called three times. I called thrice. Let us go to, yeah, see here guys, first table. This is the second table, and this is the third table. Okay, what I can do is, instead of displaying one after another, I would like to display three tables in same row. Okay, let me, what I can do is I'm going to use okay, a row concept, class equal to row. I'm going to use a concept of class equal to row. Inside this, column call 3. So yeah, let's look at it guys. I'm going to take three columns, size is 4 into 3, 12. Okay, yeah, just look at it. How many divs I have to take? 3 divs. Each div represents one column. This class equal to call -4, and then provide a second table, and then again provide a div. You can arrange this table how you would like to display. See here guys. Yeah, coming to, yeah, let's look at it guys. What happened? This is one table and this is another table. This is one another table. Yeah, see here guys, three tables got displayed over here. Okay, you can provide the header also. You can provide some kind of header for this within the column. While displaying, what you can do is, for this H1 or H2, maybe like H2, you can apply H2, header H2. What is this? HR employees, or you can say Slocum HR employees. Same way, what I can do is, this is IT employees, this is admin employees. Yeah, okay, so the size is not fit into this one. So what I can do, instead of H2, let us for H4, how it displays. Just look at it. Okay, maybe let us make it H4. Just trying to adjust the sizes. Okay, let's see here. Okay, now see here guys, this is Slocum HR employees and Slocum IT employees and Slocum admin employees. One component. This is the table component I have used. Only one component I have used 3 times. One time, second time, and third time. Same table, but the difference is only data. Data is different. The data is different. Okay, guys, this is how you can reuse the component. And then to reuse the component, the main thing is you have to use @input. Where we have used input data. Data should come from outside of the component. Whatever component you are designing, the data should not be, okay, if you want to use this component in multiple places, then the data should not be tightly coupled. Where is that? Sorry, employee table table component. See here guys, this is a @input. If you provide this @input, you can provide the data employees from outside of the component. All right, now the same, I would like to try to provide same example with a different component. I'm going to finish, okay, creating another component, a reusable component that may be like, so what we have taken guys in the last class, we have used, something, okay, maybe like drop down. I would like to display the document. Sorry, I would like to display the drop down. To display the drop down, okay, see here guys, let us go to first I want to check drop down related Bootstrap CSS. Bootstrap, oh sorry, Bootstrap 4. We are using Bootstrap 4. Check with that. We go to Bootstrap CSS, maybe drop downs also. So you can check drop downs. See here guys, these are the drop downs available, right? These are the drop downs available, right? Okay, so I'm going to use this kind of drop down related stuff. Okay, so any one of the drop down, see here guys, yeah, maybe like I would like to use it. One drop down should contain, okay, employees, list of employees. So I want to take one drop down, maybe like, yeah, so let me take this drop down first to check it out how it is going to display. Okay, let us go to the, we can't reuse the data without putting into the, yeah, just I'm checking it out. Okay, so yes, definitely if you put something in the app component, we cannot reuse it. Absolutely correct. But now what I'm trying to do here is just whatever HTML I'm copying, whether it is going to work or not, to check it out, I'm copying into app component. Okay, yes, app, go to the app component HTML. Just I'm providing copy pasting this okay HTML code, so that I have to check whether it is displaying properly or not. Okay, let us go to here. If it is displaying, see here guys, yes. Oh, it is not. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Yes, it contains all this information. Here we have to display the what kind of information. Here I have to display employees. Okay, I would like to use employees. Okay, so right. So for that, what I will do is, first of all, I don't want to display these table components and all. For that, what I will do is, I'm going to comment this one. I'm going to comment this one. And what I will do is, I'm going to use this, I'm going to write this code. I'm going to write this code in separate component. First, I'm going to write the component, and I'm going to take the component, I'm going to take the data, employee data. Just for simplification, I'm going to take the employee data, okay, within the same okay component class. Okay, let me create first component class. Okay, here I'm going to create employee drop down, employee drop down, emp drop down. Okay, it is going to create employee drop down component. Employee drop down component. It's taking some time, right? After a while, component got created. Second component I have created, right? Yeah. Let me go to the here employee drop down component. We can see in separate folder. 4 files are available. Okay. So now what I want to do is, I just want to open employee drop down. Okay, first I would like to go to employee drop down ts. Here data I want to take emp data, employee data, just normal data I'm going to take. Some sample code I'm going to take. Sample code. Yeah, this is a HTML. This is a code. If you want to take multiple, or you can take multiple. Okay, so let us take employee. So these are the employee. This is what employee. Okay, employee information. Employees. Yeah, let us take employees instead of employee. That is employees. All right, employees. Okay, I want to display this data inside the drop down. While displaying drop down, I don't want all the values. Just I'm going to take a employee name or something like this. Let me go to HTML. Let me go to the HTML. Here in the HTML, what I can do is, okay, so app employee table, app employee table. Okay, sorry, 1 second. I don't want these things. Yeah, let me remove this. I'm the HTML employee dropdown. What I want to do is, I want to take the code. Which code I have to take? Whatever code I have copied from the some internet. Okay, you can even go to, yeah, where is that? I have copied from the drop down, right? Yeah, so I just copied from this, wherever from the internet, for the drop down, or this is Dropbox. Actually, it's not drop down. It can call as a Dropbox. You can use drop down also, or you can use tabs also. You can use tabs or whatever you want. You can use it. This is the official website. You can tabs. You can go to the tabs also. Search for tabs. You can use tabs also. Okay, latter part of the course. Okay, we are going to use, okay, tabs and menu items, many things we are going to use. I just want to show you different things. Okay, so every time, so that you get familiarized with all these things. Now here what I'm trying to do is, this is okay. Here in the, here multiple things are there, right? Instead of providing all these things, I would like to make one particular okay, you know, this one I would like to make it okay, multiple things, so that I want to repeat it. So to repeat these things, ng for, I'm going to use ng for, okay, let emp of employees. Employees, right? What is the employee, what is the property we have taken? Employees, right? Okay, let's take the employees here. And what I can do, yeah, this is going to get repeated here using this. What I can do is interpolation. I'm going to use interpolation, employee dot name, just provide name only. Okay, so that this component is going to be dynamic. How many employees are there, that many values are going to be displayed in the drop box. Okay, let us call this component from app component. How can we call that? Go to employee, okay, drop down component. Here you can see selector app emp drop down. You can rename also selector. By default the selector provided, you can provide your own name also, or if you want to use the same thing, you can use it. Yeah, let us go to, once the component has created, and then what I can do, you can go to the app component. From the app component, okay, remove this code that I have copy pasted here. What I will do, I'm going to copy this one. Yeah, see here guys, I'm not providing any data for this. Why? Because data is already available in the drop down only, but that is tightly coupled. Okay, now if I open the comp, if you open this UI, yeah, see here guys, you can open like this. 1 second, just refresh. Yeah, see here guys, the names, okay, Tiger, Nixon, okay, some JSON data is coming here. Yeah, how many names are there? 5 names are there, right? Yeah, let us check whether 5 names we have provided, or in how many number of data we have provided. If you go to drop down component, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5, exactly 4 names we have provided. Yeah, see here, right? Tiger, Nixon, or okay, so some, you know, Cox or Kelly, and you know, Irene. So some employee names we have provided, right? Those names we are displaying in the Dropbox. Those values coming dynamically. But whatever values we are providing here, right? These values are also tightly coupled with the drop down. Now I don't want to provide in the employee drop down. I don't want to provide those values. Okay, just blank data now. So now I have to provide this data from where? I want to provide this data from okay, app component. So that what I have to receive that data, we need to use input. Let us look at it guys, input. You can take employees property name. Yeah, let us look at it, where we are calling in the app component. Here we are calling the app component, right? Yeah, let's look at it guys. Take a square bracket employees. If you observe carefully, this employees is related to which property? This property. Okay, okay, in the within the bracket, whatever things we have provided, right? This is related to this tag. This tag is our component now. This tag is our component. Okay, now for this, what data I need to provide? Yeah, let us go to, in app component we have 3 different types of data, right? If I go to app component class, yeah, see here guys, HR EMPs, you can provide HR EMPs, and the same component class you can call, you can reuse it. Yeah, see here guys, you can reuse it by providing different types of data. Yeah, let us look at it guys, different types of data. I just called the same component 3 times or 4 times, or how many times of how many times you are providing. Yeah, that's your choice. See here guys, yeah, let's look at it. This is one component, and this is one component, and this is one component. Yeah, see here guys, you can provide like this 3 drop boxes, different data, different data. Yeah, got it guys. This is how you can provide, you can design the components. Okay, whenever you are taking the component, if you want to reuse it, okay, the data should be, data should not be tightly coupled. The data should not be tightly coupled. Okay, guys, that is the thing that you need to understand at any point of time. Okay, so whenever you are taking, okay, component, whenever you are designing the component, so data should not be provided, inside this. Okay, data should come from outside. So that you need to take what at the rate input. Okay, so that whatever data you are getting, based on the data, this component is going to work. Okay, so of course we are going to create number of components. We can create number of components, guys. Okay, so let me stop this.